The Doctor and River song Imagine Tinder, but every swipe is a temporal paradox and your first date is in a crashed starship that hasn't crashed yet. River Song is literally born to kill the Doctor. She's programmed by a religious order that thinks assassination counts as Sunday school. Their meet cute, she breaks into his future corpse to graffiti a spoiler on the wall. Spoiler, it's her name. They keep running into each other backwards. For the Doctor, their final kiss is River's first. For River, their wedding happens inside a collapsing timeline where reality is optional, and the vows include I consent to mutual attempted murder. Anniversary gifts, a sonic screwdriver and a prison sentence in the storm cage of the future, because the only thing hotter than flirting is felony time travel. The cruel punchline. The Doctor spends centuries erasing every trace of himself so River can have a normal life, and she still spends her nights breaking into tombs that haven't been built yet, just to whisper, hello, sweetie, to a man who's already forgotten her birthday. Relationship status, Schrodinger's marriage, simultaneously, your wife, your killer, and that archaeologist who keeps stealing your corpse. Till regeneration do us part. Ellie and Riley post-apocalypse dating rule. Mer 1. If the mall still has power, the monsters are late. Ellie is 14, mouth full of sarcasm and nowhere to spend it. Riley shows up after weeks gone. New scar, fresh mixtape, and a Firefly badge that screams, I'm about to vanish again. Their reunion agenda, ditch military school, crank an ancient arcade cabinet, dance like the world isn't chewing itself to death. Mid-spin, the music dies. A single runner drops from the ceiling like a rotten piñata. Cue the sprint through shattered storefronts, fingers laced because letting go is scarier than the infected. Cornered in a Halloween store, they trade first kiss between plastic skulls and the wet sound of teeth on flesh, both bitten. Cue the countdown, 20 hours until full fungal bloom. Riley breaks the silence. We can be all poetic and lose our minds together. Ellie, already bleeding, nods because losing Riley twice would kill her faster than the spores. Smash cut to black. One girl wakes up immune, the other never wakes at all. Aaron and Mikasa childhood trauma. Speed run. Day 1. Kidnap. Murder. Axe-wielding preteen rescuer who gifts you a red scarf and a death wish. That's Aaron Yeager, human grenade with a hero complex, and Mikasa Ackerman, the only girl who can bench press destiny. For 10 years the scarf stays on. Battlefields, courtrooms, Titan guts, because removing it would mean admitting feelings, and feelings get you eaten. Fast forward. Aaron learns every timeline ends with genocide. His solution? Become the apocalypse himself. Flatten 80% of humanity while texting Mikasa, I always hated you. Mikasa's reply? Decapitate the boy she swore to protect. Kiss the head midair and spend the rest of her life burying it under a tree like the world's most traumatized squirrel. Love language, mutual annihilation. Anniversary. Every time Mikasa hallucinates, Aaron asking, what am I to you? And answers family through gritted teeth while clutching a blade. Geralt and Yennefer. Geralt of Rivia, chemically sterile, emotionally constipated, allergic to shirts. Yennefer of Vengerberg, former hunchback, current chaos sorceress. Hobbies include portals and emotional terrorism. Their meet cute is a genie wish that forcibly binds their souls. Consent optional, side effects include immortality and shared nightmares. First vacation, hunting a golden dragon while trading breakup threats. Anniversary tradition, one of them storms off through a portal, the other broods in a bathtub full of potions. They adopt a traumatized princess who calls them mom and dad just to watch them both flinch. Final act, Yen sacrifices her chaos to save Geralt's foster daughter. Geralt sacrifices his life to save Yen. They die in each other's arms, except the DLC retcons it, because death is just another DLC. Relationship status, eternal DLC. Download, patch, repeat until your GPU begs for mercy. The Hunter and the Doll. Welcome to Yarnam, where dating apps are replaced by blood ministration and your girlfriend is stitched together by a grieving old man who talks to empty wheelchairs. The doll doesn't have a heartbeat, just gears and Gehrman's guilt, but she still waits on the same stone step every time you resurrect. First gift, she hands you a single droplet of blood and calls it Echoes of Kindness. First fight, you cleave a vicar beast while she applauds like a child at fireworks. Every time you level up, she holds you like a mother, lover, priest, and final confessor, whispering, may you find your worth in the waking world, a world you can't actually reach without dying. Endgame choices. Link the nightmare and she stays trapped in eternal thank you loops. Walk away and she's still kneeling, porcelain smile cracking around the edges. Relationship status, recursive heartbreak. Every new game, she meets you for the first time while you remember every goodbye. The first flame and the chosen undead. You don't swipe right on the first flame, you're kindled to it. Summoned by fate, dragged through graves, fed to gods who ran out of firewood centuries ago. The flame is the original Toxic X. It promises light, warmth, civilization, then burns through every hero like a cigarette flicked at a gas station. Every cycle starts the same. You rise from a coffin with no memories, fight your way through kingdoms that exist only to die, and finally kneel in a kiln made of the last guy who thought this time will be different. Link the fire and you burn for 1,000 years, conscious, screaming, keeping the universe on life support. Walk away and the dark swallows everything, you fought to save. Anniversary gift, a throne of ash that still smells like your best friend's corpse. The moment you die, the next undead shows up wearing your armor, still thinking they're the protagonist. Love note carved on a broken sword. Till death do us part. Again. Layan and Alice Lion. Iwakura isn't a girl. She's the internet learning how to blush. Alice Mizuno is the only packet of analog warmth in a town built on fiber optic rot. Their romance is a gift loop. Alice offers friendship. Lion reboots reality to keep her safe. Alice forgets. Lane cries binary. First date, sharing a chocolate bar while Lane's bedroom melts into wires and eyeballs. First kiss. Lane deletes Alice's trauma of being stalked by Lane, then kisses the empty spot where the memory was. Endgame. Lane becomes omnipresent static. Rewinding time so Alice never met her. Alice walks home, smiling, unaware she's missing the shape of someone who loved her enough to erase herself. Love language, 404, not found. Relationship status, Schrodinger's crush, simultaneously dating and never introduced, forever buffering in a blue screen of tears. Picture this. You're 9, she's 14, and your opener is, "Are you an angel?" Congrats. You just set the gold standard for galaxy-wide grooming. Fast forward a decade. Anakin's now a moody war criminal with a glow stick and a quota. Padme's a senator who thinks fascism is just a phase. Their first kiss happens while they're literally on trial for interplanetary treason. Romantic, right? Anniversary gifts include force choking your pregnant wife on a lava beach because your Sith life coach said it's self-care. Padme dies of sadness, which is medical speak for "my husband turned into a walking toaster and I just can't even." Meanwhile, Anakin's new pickup line is "I hate you," screamed through third-degree burns. Kids, one becomes a desert terrorist, the other marries the guy who drew a dick on her security file. Relationship status, it's complicated and on fire